Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to my blog. This is Marilie Bomediano. I would like to share my blog on legal and immigration laws here in Australia. And I'd like to have the opportunity. I'm very lucky to be able to share through the guidance of Attorney Jessie, Icao, our solicitor here in Parramatta.
Good afternoon to our viewers and to the viewers of Marilie.
Attorney, I'd like to ask the very important question these days, which is the visa, student visa. Is it possible that that's a pathway for them to become permanent residents?
Yes, it is. If they have if their courses are listed in the medium and long-term strategic skills list, or those occupations that are on demand in Australia, and they have enough points, they can apply as a permanent resident of Australia. But after graduating their courses, they can apply also as on a temporary graduate visa under the 485 program.
Now also, attorney, the first advice I can make is take a course that is in demand in Australia. Those occupation lists are listed in medium and long term, is that correct?
That is right. Now,
is it 2 years or?
there are courses that, like for example, if they will be taking Bachelor in Nursing, Bachelor in Engineering, Bachelor in IT, these are the courses that are listed in the medium and long-term strategic skills list. Right now, there is just came in last Friday that there is a bit of hope for aged care workers working in New South Wales. They can apply now as a permanent resident, subject to their employer getting a labor agreement. So if they will be working in a nursing home, if that nursing home has applied for a labor agreement, then they can be sponsored for permanent resident.
Right. Now also, we have a few of our senior citizens that do not want to go into senior homes. Is there a solution that they can sponsor their families or their relatives so they have the same language and the same culture?
That is also, I have a lot of queries about that also for our elderly people. Now that is what we call a carer visa. An elderly person who is an Australian citizen or a permanent resident in Australia can sponsor a relative in your home country and bring them in as a carer visa, because we have lots of elderly people who have some difficulty relating their own language, they have their own special menus, and they do not want to live in a nursing home. And carer visa is a solution to that.
Attorney, there is such thing as a dependent visa. That means a student visa only can still bring a boyfriend or a son or mother. Dependent visa is possible?
That is possible. If you are a holder of a student visa, you can bring in your dependent spouse, and you can also bring in your dependent children, and they can apply as a subsequent student visa entrant.
Now also, attorney, I would love to ask more questions about the seniors. A lot of our families here do not want to enter the nursing home, and
yes,
they want to have the same language, they want to have the same culture. Is it possible for them to sponsor their own family in the Philippines?
I have a lot of questions on that also. Yes, that is possible. There is what we call a carer visa. What it means is that if you have some medical problems or disability and you cannot attend to the practical aspects of your needs, then you can bring in your relative to Australia on a carer visa. And if you have a relative who is not a resident yet in Australia, you can also sponsor even if they are already in Australia. So that is what we call a carer visa, and that is appropriate for those elderly people who have medical needs.
Maraming salamat po, Attorney Jessie Icao, and this would be very important information for the multicultural communities around the world. And hopefully next week we will have another segment. This coming week, we will have a different segment every Tuesday po.
I would be happy to discuss that, Marilie. Especially next week, we will be discussing to our viewers how to prevent future visa holders coming to Australia from being offloaded by the Philippine immigration. We have a lot of news there in the Philippines being stopped, approved visa holders being stopped by the Philippine immigration. So see you then.
One more question, attorney, before we go. I know that some people who are married in the Philippines can be sponsored here on a different. Even if they're married in the Philippines, they can still come to Australia on a de facto relationship in Australian immigration.
That is possible. A de facto program is another stream for a partner visa, provided they have been physically living together for 12 months. So 12 months living together will entitle them to be sponsored under the de facto partner visa program.
That includes LGBT.
Yes.
Yes.
And that can be shortened if both of them are single and they have registered the relationship with the Registry of Birth, Deaths, and Marriages.
So if someone is not divorced in the Philippines, they can still be sponsored as a sponsor.
They can be sponsored under the de facto, provided they have been separated and they have been living together for 12 months.
We will upload it. So all your questions, you can text me and I will ask the question for you, mga kaibigan. And you can reach Attorney Icao on his basic information.
My mobile number is 0412 269 439 or office number 02 9635 6500, or you can email me on info@jessieicausolicitors.com.au.
Thank you so much, mga kaibigan, and we will be here for you.
Thank you.
Mabuhay!
Mabuhay! Thank you!